Hey, welcome to BUTTS TV episode 3. Today we're going to go and see Mr. Richard Rhodes at his beautiful house in Pradamnuk. So let's go.
Well, most people here had a life that nobody really knows about or understands, and some of the people here have very interesting existences.
Absolutely.
What was funny about the police check?
Well, first of all, I was probably one of 5 foreigners among the 20,000 people.
Oh my God!
Right, that was the first thing. That was really funny. And I've been told all along. My girlfriend was told by other Thais that I may have a problem getting my license, but I didn't tell me. But when I came along, it was like, hey, here he comes, right? And they asked me all these questions, and I said, sir, I'm going to answer you absolutely honestly everything. They asked me when I started, and I told them, and I actually started telling them some of the stories that I've just told you about being busted and so forth, and they were fascinated. And but telling a policeman saying, and how much marijuana do you use, and how much do you want to buy? And you have to give them a photograph of your stash.
What?
Yeah.
Did you know that going up there?
I did. Jameen told me. He said, you need a photograph. I said, I haven't got a stash. Said, I'll give you a photograph. And he gave me a photograph, big lump of grass, right?
Yeah.
And then two little black bottles photograph. I was all prepared. So he looked at this and he said, I've seen this photograph before. So everybody that given the photograph, they'd all used it, we'd all used it, you know, because nobody got a stat, only a little bit, you know. And he said, no problem. So I got through that, and then I went to the doctor, and the doctor asked me what I used it for.
Yes.
And I told her that I have headaches, I have sinus problem, and I have a prostate problem, which I think could be cancerous. I have PSA checks, and incidentally, the PSA checks were high, and after about 6 months of oil, they went back to normal.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah. So anybody who's got a PSA problem, this may help. I'm not saying it will help.
It helped you.
It may help. It helped me. And so she said that's okay, and then I went to the final check, and they signed me off, and then I waited, and I was presented with this.
Wow. Now I can't read Thai.
Right, okay, so where shall I hold it?
Okay. Stand. That's it.
So this was a 6-month license, which of course has expired a long time ago, but that allowed me to have 200 grams weed and 2 bottles of oil. And I never did have 200 grams of weed, but I had the oil.
Where did you get the oil from? Was it like supply from the government? Or?
No, you could buy it there and then.
Oh yeah, there and then, after you got the license?
Yeah, I didn't buy 200 grams, I bought some of the best they got and some oil. Came home, you know, and the weed lasted me forever, and I gave it away in the end.
Okay, and what about the oil? How long does that last? Say 1 bottle?
1 bottle, me, about a month.
And the license is for 6 months, so where would you then get your new oil?
Well, we will come on to this.
Okay.
This is the interesting modern factor of the whole deal. So I'm talking about 3 years ago now. So as you say, the license ran out over 6 months, and I asked a few friends, well, what now? And they said, well, you've got the license if you get piss tested on the road, you could produce the license, you'll probably be okay. But nothing is guaranteed. So we all know that anybody who smokes, if you smoke dope in Pattaya and you go out there and they stop you, they could piss test you, and you could end up in prison for a night, unless you were very generous to the police on the day. That's how it is, unfortunately.
Have you ever heard of anyone getting piss tested for marijuana?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
It's like stopped on the road.
oh yeah. I know a Thai girl who's a very respectable girl. She works for boats. So when the tourist season is on, she works for boats.
Right.
And she goes and serves meals and stuff
Yes.
on small charters.
Yes.
And she's got a lovely body. She's nearly 40 now. I've known her a long time. But she's very, very nice person and very nicely spoken in English and so forth. But she's very slim, very skinny.
Right.
And she's very dark.
Okay.
We're going, well, when she's on her motorcycle and wearing just casual clothes,
Yes.
the local piss test boys immediately assume she's some sort of meth taker
Because of her.
because she's skinny and dark skinned,
Yeah.
and she gets busted with the piss test and taken in, and then she has to first of all fight to prove that she doesn't take meth. Otherwise she'd be in there forever.
Right.
But they on 2 occasions they imprisoned her,
Wow.
and I got her out.
Oh.
I got her out.
Yep.
I had to spend money, but I got her out because it was so damned unfair on the poor girl.
Yeah.
And she was she just loves to have a smoke occasion, and she suffers from very bad headaches. I don't know why. She's always had these headaches, and this is the only thing that relieves the headache. So it's not us foreigners that they're just pinpointing. The Thais get it just the same. There's no difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that answers the question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so from here, which was from the license here to what it's now become, is not a way up, but a way down. Because my latest license is which is current,
Yes.
which I got about a month ago, is only for 3 months, and is cost me 1,000 baht.
Right.
But had I not been connected and always seen as a Thai,
Yes.
it would have cost me 3,000 baht. So the whole thing has become, to me, just a money-making operation to take money off people, and it's very informal. They will suddenly announce that there's a bar up in Kautalo or something. You've got to go there and be there within 2 hours, as the person's only going to be there from 2 o'clock until 6. And you find a situation with a doctor and somebody taking the money and somebody taking the details to send the license, and you get it. There's no problem in getting the license, and it's got the official stamp on it, and it works. But to my mind, it's just a very informal money-making game. I don't know who's behind it or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you want to be safe, and you want to smoke, and you want to be safe from piss tests, you need this license. Because if you take medical marijuana, and you will be you'll be done.
The new way of getting a license sounds a lot easier than you had to go to Buriram the first time. Now they're just doing it locally.
Yeah, but it's still not easy. First of all, it's not very long. 3 months goes past really quickly.
Yeah.
And to keep having to do this, it should be a year. If it's going to be anything, it should be a year.
Yeah.
And for 3,000 baht, my God, it should be a year.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, 1,000 baht a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the medical marijuana, they also give you a bottle. And I can tell you now, you could take the bottle and you could swig it, and you would probably be mildly stoned, if stoned at all.
Okay.
There is such a low percent of THC in it.
Yeah.
So what's happening now is that CBD becomes the big thing.
Right.
CBD is the thing now, and you'll see all these places opening up with marijuana leaves.
Seen that around town.
Yeah, tea shops and restaurants, and they present you with a suit with a leaf on it, you know, and a nod and a wink, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, nothing can happen with this. You're not even healthy because there's not enough of it.
Yeah. Do you need a license to visit those shops?
No, because they're not breaking the law. They're selling the cannabis leaf.
Right. Which won't do any.
No, it doesn't do anything. No, it's got a tiny bit of CBD in it, which is very good for you. Incidentally, CBD is great.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with CBD. It does ease headaches, but it won't do anything for cancer. It won't do anything for the MS. Any of these things where you get the shakes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've had guys here, and I've watched them take one hit on a joint from being like that.
Yes.
You know one of the guys very well.
Okay.
And he took one hit and he was done perfectly all right. Within seconds.
Amazing.
How can you deny this to people? It's
like-
almost immoral, it's sinful that it's denied.
Wow. I think you start getting immoral, sinful things. There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So say like the guy's shaking because his body needs the cannabinoid and he's not getting it another
No,
way.
he's got an MS attack.
Yeah.
You know, what's the other one? There's two. There's MS.
Parkinson's?
Parkinson's the one I'm thinking of. Maybe not MS. Parkinson's gets an attack. I had an attack here. I immediately
Wow. Fixed him up.
sorted him out, and it sorted him out perfectly. It was perfectly normal after a couple of hits of it.
So
You know?
you feel that things are degressing
Yeah.
rather than progressing because of this now? It's before it was 6 months, now it's 3 months.
Yeah, well, and now it's really the medical marijuana that's being sold. Oh, here's an interesting fact I missed out. In Buriram, I bought a 3-bottle kit,
Right.
which they explained to me was 3 strengths of THC.
Yeah.
The beginner, the middle one, and the end one.
The
And the
advanced.
idea is that you would take the beginner one drop a day, move on to the next one, which was more THC, 1 drop a day, and you would get used to it until you got the third one, which was the strong one, and you would be able to take 2 drops a day or 1 drop a day, whatever,
Yes.
and not be really stoned. You could carry on your life, you could drive a car, do everything, okay? Because you're very used to it. So 1 drop wouldn't do anything, but that would guarantee your health. And it will give you the cancer protection you want.
It's quite amazing, just a couple of drops will do that.
Yeah. But when you want to cure cancer, you have to take up to 15 drops a day.
But that's nothing. Really, a couple
Or believe me,
because
if
it's
you
so
took 15
strong.
drops,
Yeah.
you'd be like that. You'd be like, I mean, build up to that. I know somebody that did it, obviously, this cancer patient, and I take my hat off to her. She wasn't very old, and it was a brilliant job,
Wow.
and she got what she wanted. So it's very important. So these facts aren't known, these facts aren't known, and people are opening these shops, and I'm sure everybody's going, wow, I'm going to go get some marijuana tea tonight. No.
Yes.
You're just going to get, so you might as well have tea. Nothing going to happen. You're not going to get, hey, I'm so stoned. It's not going to happen, you're just going to have a very, very disgusting tasting tea. I don't see the point. Please, if anybody knows the point, Facebook me and tell me what the point is. Yeah.
The US has opened up some states, and they're making huge tax revenues from the sale.
I don't know whether these people know a lot more about this than I do, and generation for the real thing. In other words, if you got it, they've been told. I don't know. This is only a theory. You open a place, eventually you'll be allowed THC to a certain strength.
Right.
Sort of gradual
Baby
introduction.
steps.
If it is fine, fine. Okay, I'll do it. I've got nothing against it. At the moment, I can't see the point, but I'm not connected enough to know
The bigger picture.
what is going on behind that. I'm not really interested in that. Although, having said that, I would say, legalize it tomorrow. You know, do like Colorado. The Thais will make wonderful products from it. Lots of wonderful products.
Yes.
Okay, the Thais are very good at making lovely products.
Yes.
Have shops, have them down Walking Street, have them in patios, have coffee shops.
Like
Put them in
Amsterdam.
put them in Chiang Mai, put them in Phuket. Tourism, when it comes back, will just be massive.
Yeah.
Will just be massive. People will come. What's the problem with this?
You're probably better off having a lot of stoned people than drunk people like we do. Even though there isn't a lot of
Absolutely.
problems, it is I think everyone's getting their testosterone fix here, so there's no aggression. Even though everyone's out of their brain, they're all fairly calm. But they'd be even more calmer if they were stoned.
Exactly. And the atmosphere here to be stoned is really nice, you know. To be on, say in Koh Chang, I'm happy to say you can get as stoned as you like in Koh Chang and the islands. You know, now not really a problem. I mean, it's still illegal, obviously, but you know, places like Lonely Beach, everything when there's people there is just wild. You just walk down the street and
You can smell it in the air.
it's like that. So the island's already geared up, and it's a really lovely place to be stoned. It's a lovely place, you know. And if you're stoned, you want to look at the sea, you want to experience things, you want to touch things, you want to swim, you want to eat, you want to but you don't really want to get drunk, because you get drunk, it just knocks you out.
Yeah.
It makes you into a complete blithering idiot, as they say in English. You know, I mean, I don't drink. I used to drink like a fish, but I don't drink anymore for medical reasons.
Yes.
I'd be dead. I'd have carried on.
Yeah.
You know, being in the music and the fashion, and you know, drinking was like part of the whole thing. I was a wine drinker.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a wine drinker. I used to go to the wine auctions down in the city near the bank of very, very good stuff, you know. And I got stacks of dough, so I used to go down there and just me and my mate would go down there and we would try everything and get really drunk and then start bidding on this stuff and come back with carloads of wine, which we'd then get into a stock list and put it down in the stock room all stored nicely, and then get the stock list and knock off 3 bottles and have them come up at 4 o'clock and break them out. Just go through those and then go out to dinner, have a couple of bottles, you know. Oof. Easy stuff. And eventually, of course, I wasn't alcoholic, but I was a habitual drinker. And now I could have a beer and I don't suddenly become, you know, drinking again. I can have a beer and that's it. I do sometimes, but not often. Not really. You know, you've been drinking with me, you know how I am.
Well, we gotta be careful drinking and driving, so.
Yeah, well, there's that as well.
Yeah.
That's the latest thing, yeah. No, I used to drive drunk on my motorcycle. Yeah, all the time, you know. I mean, many times I've come up to a T-junction, down on Tepperstead there, and stopped and forgot to put my foot down.
Yeah.
Put the bike over, and the cops who are on the corner would come over and help me up and get me on again, you know, and then point the bike. Off you go.
Good old days.
And that was around 2000, not now. That doesn't happen anymore.
Definitely not now.
Quite rightly so, I might say.
Yeah, it's a responsible. We've got to be
Yeah, I don't want to
a lot of innocent people on the roads. Yeah.
No, we don't want that. Yeah, so that's where it's become. Where it's going to go, I don't know. But I just hope it lightens up a bit. I mean, it's not good at the moment.
Especially, I think, for medicinal purposes at least. As a medical treatment, it shouldn't be denied to people that it's going to help.
Yeah. Well, on my medical marijuana, to be honest with you, I can't buy what I need from the, you know, if you go to Orangine or any of these shops, they've never got the strong one. Right. I don't even know what the strong one represents. And they're asking, or they were asking, 3,000 a bottle, you know. I can't do that. I have to be serious about this I need a strong 1 or 2 drops at night to sleep, and I need that to protect me from cancer.
Yeah.
And nothing will prevent me from getting what I need.
So what they're offering to the people legally isn't strong enough to be
It's
medicinal.
not an anti-cancer.
Okay.
Certainly, listen, it works for headaches, it works for quite a lot of things. It's very healthy for you. CBD is great for you. I take CBD too.
Yeah.
I just, I don't worry about the drops. I just take a little swig from the bottle, you know. I use a lot of CBD.
Yeah.
But my CBD is pure.
Yeah.
It's pure CBD, and it's very clear and it's lovely. And it tastes nice, and it's easy to take, and there's nothing, stone doesn't come into it. But when I take the THC, it's a separate product, totally.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful about that, because I want to sleep. I don't want to be waking up, go for a pee in the night, and stumbling all over the place, bomb down my
Like
head.
on the plane.
You know, I don't want to do that. So I'm very careful how I take it. And I do hope that all these shops and restaurants that are opening are a precursor to some sort of legalization of THC. I'm sure there's THC knocking around with some of them, but of course it is illegal, and everybody should know that. It is illegal, and if you get piss tested and you don't have a license, having taken these things, then basically you're in trouble. Now, I went recently to Bangkok to a rock concert, and there was 3 bands playing at an arts centre in Bangkok, and everything was there. Everything was there. There was cannabis.
Cannabis.
So it's cannabis beer. There was kratom tea. I don't know anything about kratom. I told it gives you headaches, so I'm not interested in kratom. There's kratom tea, and there was people selling cookies.
Wow.
And I took a young lady with me to this thing, and she had the cannabis, and I had it too, and I knew there was nothing in it. I knew straight away, nothing in it, and it didn't affect me in the slightest. But she had the kratom.
Right.
I didn't want that. But then she wandered off, and she bought 2 cookies. And she thought it was food, and she ate the 2 cookies. So after about a couple of hours, she's saying to me, "I feel really strange." I said, "Well, I don't. What's happened?" She said, "Oh, I know, I feel really strange." I said, "Besides the kratom and the cannabis, did you have anything else?" I said, "Do you eat anything else?" She said, "Yeah, I had 2 cookies." I said, "Oh no, what, from the guys by the stage?" She said, "Yeah, I know." God. And these things are strong, right?
Right.
And she'd never been stoned in her life. And anyway, I had to send her home. With a friend of ours took her home. She was a bit of a state. Yeah. There's plenty of that going on, you know.
Yeah.
Plenty of cookies going on. But,
I see the thing in the news that there were the people and they were selling I think it was cookies, and you could order from Grab Taxi, and you could get these marijuana cookies.
correct.
Through the app, and somehow, whether they knew what they were doing was wrong or not, but they got busted. But it lasted a year, where they ran this cookie business through Grab Taxi in Bangkok.
Well, it's probably still going in another form, and you know, maybe it's accepted now. You know, maybe it's okay. I think there is some transitioning going on, but I don't for the life of me know what it is. But from an informed outsider's point of view, it all looks really weird at the moment.
Yeah, what's right and what's wrong in the grey areas.
Why people are doing it? I mean, they must know something we don't.
Well, they're just crazy. I mean, it's...
Wow, hang on a minute, you're going to drink one of those teas and you're going to think, what, Jesus, that was a pretty unpleasant experience. Well, it's not, cannabis tea isn't particularly nice. I've had it many times, but it's not nice. You drink it because you want to get stoned. Right? So, I don't know, would somebody go back to one of these restaurants? And they're paying over the odds. I'll tell you one thing, that the growers, of which I know a few,
Yes.
they're really, really, really laughing all the way. They can't believe this
Wow.
because they're selling all the leaves.
Yes.
They're selling the shit
Just
they used to throw away. So they're actually going, yes, yes, keep it up. Yeah, and it's quite a few bucks a kilo. It's not cheap.
No.
It's not much less than the actual flowers
Amazing.
because people are prepared to buy it.
For these little coffee shops.
Yeah, but that can't last long. That can, people are stupid
Mm.
when they go, well, I didn't get anything off that. I'm not going to spend that again.
Just
What's
tasted
the point?
awful. Yeah.
There is no.
Yeah. But if it is a step in a more freer world, perhaps it's a good start.
If it's the way of doing it, I know in the beginning after the license thing in Buriram, there was a huge amount of abuse on this, and I know guys that went in not for 200 grams,
Yeah.
which let's face it, 200 grams, that's not a lot. That's a lot for one person
Yes.
to smoke.
Yes.
You'd be smoking all the bloody time for a month. Yeah. But most people don't do. They've got work to do. It's a leisure activity. It's not an all-day job.
Yeah.
That's for dealers do that.
That is their job.
Yeah, that's their job.
Ding dong.
So I think that there's got to be some sort of huge change somewhere down the line. And I was saying that when they first brought the license out, these guys were putting down a kilo.
Right.
And they were getting stamped for a kilo.
All right.
Because obviously they were going to deal, there's no question.
Mm.
That it was just for them.
Yeah.
And so this was a fundamental mistake. There should never have been more than
Personal use.
100 grams, in my opinion.
And that was for
Plenty.
6 months. 100 grams for 6 months.
No,
For
100,
license.
100 grams you could keep and buy 100 grams. But
Yes.
if they found more than 100 grams, you're a dealer.
Yeah.
But people were having kilos. So basically, kilo, all you need is a kilo to be a dealer.
There's a bit of hay
You could
bale.
be doing every day, it's ridiculous.
Mm.
So, I don't know. But it's an interesting situation.
Yeah, I think if it comes down to people at the top making money, there is a lot of money to be made for them. I think for me personally, that's my view of it opening up. That money opens up doors. And if the people that make these laws are going to make a lot of money, they're going to sign that paper a lot easier than if they're being lobbied by other entities that maybe get people high in another way, alcohol, to stop it.
I see it as a little bit more complex than that. I think there's a jockeying for position in controlling this whole thing because they know it's $1 billion market.
Cash, yeah.
And even the hemp situation, why isn't the hemp situation opened up?
Because what's wrong with hemp other than it's amazing?
Why is it?
Amazing product.
I don't even know of any hemp processing plants.
So
If there's no processing plants, how can anybody grow it? Why aren't they? I know one thing. Rama 9 made a big study of this, and he was all for it.
Mm.
If Rama 9 was all for it, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And everybody else should be too.
Well, if America and Nixon and whatever was behind sort of stopping it, and now America's opening up, maybe they'll be behind a leader in showing example of how good it can help the economy and the society rather than him.
Well, look at the problems they have now with the changing climates, the problem they have with growing rice. Wouldn't it be wonderful if they just switched over to growing hemp?
Yeah.
Far more easy to control.
Yeah.
You don't have fields full of water, you just have to have the regular water supply, it's all.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier
Yeah.
to do. I don't know why it's not encouraged. I believe it is now starting, but it's a slow process. I mean, I would be ready. I've got 40 rice of land.
Yeah.
I'd be ready to grow tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm still growing rice, and I'm not going to interrupt the boys if it's not clear and we got somewhere to sell it to. We know what we're going to get.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to grow marijuana too. I like to grow the real thing.
Yeah.
I like to make it really perfect because I know how to do it, or if anything I don't know, I know people that do,
Yeah, you do.
and I would make a superb product,
Mm.
indoor or outdoor.
Yeah.
But it's very, very hard to get the license. You know? If you know how I can get a license, then please get in touch. Okay.
Facebook, Richard Rhodes. Patio.
Yeah, so that sort of covered my thoughts on marijuana.
There you go. So I guess each to their own, and you guys have got your own views at home about marijuana. Maybe you think it's good, maybe you think it's bad. But I think that everything points in a positive direction for both products, sustainability for the environment, and health benefits for people.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Well, thanks very much, Rich, for coming on today. And I'd love to talk to you about other things. You're involved in many things. And if you're up for it another time, we can come back on the show.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love an informal chat. It's great.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on episode 4 of BUTTS TV.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks everyone for watching BUTTS TV. If you don't mind liking and subscribing, that would make my day.